Sunday night, you know what that means. It is time for the Champions League to return, and we're back with the semi-finals. And oh boy, do we have an absolute cracker of a match coming up tonight. It's Manchester City, the team that has never won the Champions League but are absolute domestic giants, against Real Madrid, the team that has won the most number of Champions League, having won the crown a whopping 13 times. And because my team aren't in the semi-finals this time around, so I'm going to be enjoying it totally neutrally as a fan, and I'm very pumped for this. What about you, Siddharth?
I'm very excited, but are you really pumped for this? This team defeated yours.
But it's okay. It's okay. Real Madrid are just that team, sadly.
No, but now they're running against City, who for me, even though a lot of people might say that yes, Real Madrid, 13-time winners, Los Blancos, whatnot, I still think City start as favourites.
Yeah, I think if you're putting it that way, then I think they'd start maybe 51-49 favourites. Very slight. Very slight.
51-49 favourites. I think that's really not being favourites.
Then let's say 60-40.
60-40. For me, 60-40 for sure. And the fact is that City, because of the kind of form they have shown in recent times, and this is the only trophy missing from their cabinet.
True.
Pep Guardiola would be like, boss, this is the year we have to do it.
Yeah.
And you know who awaits them in the final. One of Villarreal or Liverpool. And Liverpool again, it will be another could be an all-English final.
That'll be the fourth all-English final, I think, in the last 5 years, if that happens. Wow. It'll be madness. But to do that, they'd have to actually get past a Real Madrid side who, despite losing the last Champions League match, they played 3-2, ended up making it out of that tie. They lost to Chelsea, as we know. Very heartbroken I was that night, but fine. We live to fight another day. What can I say? But I think City are the team that are more affected by injuries coming into this match, because there's still doubt over whether Kyle Walker or John Stones will be available. João Cancelo is out.
Biggest thing is João Cancelo is not going to be there, and I'm not sure who's going to play now. Maybe they might look at Nathan Ake.
Yeah, I think Nathan Ake would be there.
Because I think that they'll prefer him over Zinchenko in the first leg at least. That's what I feel. Because in terms of defensive strength, he's much better. Yeah. Even though in terms of attacking prowess, you would say Zinchenko is better.
Yeah.
But yes, because it's at City's home, it's at the Etihad, I still feel they'll go for a superior defense because they know their attacking force is anyway amazing.
Yeah. And that's the thing with them when it comes to attacking. I think they have a wealth of attacking talent despite not having a recognized number 9. I mean, just their last game against Watford, you had Gabriel Jesus score 4 goals. Just like that. And he's a squad player for them.
Gabriel Jesus, imagine, and I think there'll be pressure on Pep Guardiola now to keep him in the side. Because he's been playing a false 9 for the longest time. Jesus plays 1 or 2 games, but I think this game, Mahrez will return, Sterling will return, and maybe instead of Jesus in that number 9 slot, he'll put in maybe Phil Foden. Phil Foden false 9.
Yeah, very possible. And it's also worth noting.
And Grealish will also go out.
Yes, it's also worth noting that Jesus, in the games that he's playing, has mostly been playing as a right winger. He's not even playing as a number 9.
Mahrez will replace Jesus because last game and Jack Grealish played that number 9 role. So everybody is a winger.
We know
Guardiola
loves his midfielders. So he'll play as midfielders everywhere, those technical players. But you have to say that if you're talking about 2 key players for City, of course we mentioned Phil Foden. You cannot forget a certain Kevin.
But the biggest,
Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne. I think hands down he's the best midfielder in the world right now.
Absolutely. It's hard
and a lot of people might disagree with me. They'll say this guy, that guy, maybe Modric with the kind of
form that he's been showing.
That obscene pass. For me, that pass, I could not believe it. While I was watching the game, I was like, how did he get that pass to Rodrigo with that pinpoint accuracy? It was just unbelievable to watch, and that's what I think killed the game for Chelsea, because they were cruising. They were winning it. And then
that one
moment of brilliance from Luka Modric just put Real Madrid in the ascendancy, and then we know Karim Benzema, who's also been in sensational form, then scored that header in extra time to deal that killer blow.
Absolutely.
Chelsea.
But we're talking about like City being the favourites. The last semi-final they played, they actually ended up losing against Liverpool, no less, in the FA Cup. 3-2 that match was, and 3-2 was a very flattering scoreline because Liverpool had pretty much packed up shop after half-time. They were 3-0 up, and those 2 goals came in almost as a result of them actually sitting back. So, I don't know. City always have this tendency, and we know Guardiola loves overthinking in big games. I think that's something that he himself has made jokes on.
Yeah.
But, I do think that on paper they would be the superior side to a Real Madrid. But their recent form has been patchy. They've lost, in their last 5 games, they've won 2 games. One has been a loss and there have been 2 draws.
2 draws.
2 draws.
And Liverpool, they lost.
Yes.
And 2 draws, one against Liverpool, of course, again. But irrespective, and then the other one was Atletico Madrid, that 0-0 draw.
That 0-0
Let's
draw.
not forget that game sort of boiled over
that was a
in a
crazy
way
game.
that none of us expected it. Atletico Madrid were playing some I don't think so they were playing football.
No,
they wanted a wrestling match with the way Savage dragged Phil Foden on the turf and what happened in the tunnel after that with Versalco having a war of words with Kyle Walker and then Savage also firing salvos. It was insane. I remember doing a live after that and I remember calling it 7 yellow cards, if I'm not wrong,
7 yellow
were
cards.
handed out in just the extra time alone. So imagine a game that boils over like that. And another Spanish side. Now it's the other Madrid.
That was the other Madrid.
Other Madrid who are
yes.
coming to Etihad. And the fact is that City, yes, for me, start favourites, but you can never count out Real Madrid with somebody like Benzema and Vinicius Jr.
And those two have made a deadly combination.
In great form.
Yeah.
Siddharth Butt is saying Hala Madrid, of course.
We know who is supporting
and
that.
he said that Benzema for the win. He was also saying that that Kevin De Bruyne is the best along with Luka Modric.
Yeah.
And he thinks that City are going to lose to Real Madrid because of pressure.
Could be. I cannot rule it out. And with Real Madrid, they're one team that they might not always look good, but they know how to grind out wins. And I mean, if you look at the form book, really favors them. Last 5 games, lost 1, won 4.
I don't think the form book matters because on the day, these two are giants of the game, and the way in terms of European football also they have dominated European football, even though City really haven't won anything, they don't have any trophies to show for, but because they've been consistently reaching the knockout stages, they are the Premier League title holders, currently ahead in the title race also
Just
in
about,
comparison
but
to
ahead.
Liverpool, just a point ahead, but they are ahead, still favourites to win it. So that's why 2 league leaders against one another, and I'm very excited for this game. I think this is the clash of this round. Even though Liverpool Villarreal is there, but I think that everybody would expect that Liverpool, even though Villarreal have had 2
We said
scalps,
the same thing about Bayern Munich.
Villarreal have had 2 scalps in the form of Juventus as well as Bayern Munich. But Liverpool, I think so, will still win it.
I think they're definitely.
But anyway, we'll talk about that game tomorrow. But what about Real Madrid? Are there any injury concerns?
So there's 4 injury concerns overall, but only one that really affects the starting 11 because the 3 of those injury problems are Eden Hazard, Luka Jovic, and Mariano Diaz.
Tell me something. When was Eden Hazard fit?
That's what I'm saying. That's true. And the other thing is, even with him and the other 2 names, none of them are starting.
I think Eden Militao is back from his
Eden
suspension.
Militao is back, but the biggest doubt, David Alaba.
Oh.
He in the last league game he got pulled off because of a thigh strain, and he's only been limited to basic training
Against
and recent time.
Osasuna.
Yes, against Osasuna, he got pulled off. So that would be one to watch out for because he's been absolutely key in that defense. By the way, speaking of that defense, Real Madrid are apparently close to finalizing a free transfer for Rudiger. Oof.
Oh, are you happy as a Chelsea fan?
Look, I kind of expected it was happening.
I think everybody expected it, and the kind of performance he had against Real Madrid.
In
and
particular,
the scouts sitting there, everybody sitting there must be like,
we have to get this
let's
guy.
get him. Plus free transfer, boss.
Yeah, but free transfers aren't really that free. I mean, that's also
Wages, they have to pay wages.
Not just wages, signing on fees. So they'll give them like, if say for instance, they'll be signing 30 million, for example, just to sign him. They'll not give him 30 million, they'll give him 15 to 20 million pounds or euros, depending.
Just to sign on bonus.
Just to sign on. So they do spend a lot of money, but the key difference
What are we doing, Shane? Why did we not play football?
I know, we should really pursue something in that sense. Instead, here we are talking to you guys about it.
We played bit of cricket, bit of football, but not at that level. We can only talk about it.
The difference with free transfers is much easier to negotiate in that sense because you're not negotiating with a club. You're negotiating with the player and his representatives directly.
That's true. I know there are a lot of other things involved otherwise.
Yes, but David Alaba could be a big miss if he misses out, because he's really been rock solid in that central defense for them.
And even Casemiro and Ferland Mendy are a doubt if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
they've also been limited to light training, but they've all made the squad, and I think they might just play.
So no Federico Valverde.
No Valverde.
Otherwise he would have played.
Yes.
Interesting. But so Marcelo to deputize just in case Ferland Mendy is not available.
Just in case he's available, he's also part of the squad.
So they have taken them, but I am not sure, because in terms of training we haven't seen much, or probably they just wanted their players to be
just precautionary,
well rested, so that they know that they can take the field against a side like City. And considering this is the first leg, you have to keep those players fit for the next week also.
Yeah, and for City especially, because they are in that crunch moment where, I mean, obviously, sure, they didn't necessarily, now they only have the league to focus on, but until recently they had the FA Cup, and of course the league is not that easy, it's nowhere near done and dusted, they're only a point ahead as things stand. So this could very well go down to the wire, and they need to have all their players fit, for sure.
Yes. And we know that De Bruyne was an injury concern a little earlier.
Yeah, in fact, that's what I think even Pep had said, that De Bruyne and someone else, I'm forgetting who, they were playing through the pain barrier a little bit recently. So,
But still exciting, irrespective of the fact that they have got a few players down with injuries, and there are again a few injury concerns heading into this game, with some players like key players like Kevin De Bruyne also not probably 100%.
Probably not 100%.
But still, I think they'll play them because it's a very crucial clash. And as I said, it's the clash of the Titans, and I expect nothing less from this encounter. Because it's City versus Real, it's an opponent that Pep Guardiola loved facing in the La Liga when he was at Barcelona, and I think it's going to be a cracking clash.
But also the team that absolutely hammered him when he was Bayern Munich manager.
Oh, yeah,
when Ronaldo scored a hat-trick. Yes.
All right, that was about it, I guess. We'll be back with you after the match though to discuss what has happened, and maybe if there's a scoreline that shocks us,
then we will definitely
it'll be all the more interesting, right? So thank you for watching, guys. Now we'll see you after the game for sure to discuss this crucial
And don't
encounter.
forget to join us live for our IPL talks. That comes up every single day. We're going to be seeing you very soon. So thank you as always. I've been Shane Dias. He's been Siddhant Maheshwari. We will see you very, very soon.